pissing off the neighbors. Whether homegrown or imported, we feeling shorted, cause we waiting on our paper. So next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Yeah, you don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the motor city, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. You don't know about the day, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the motor city, everything ain't pretty but it's love though. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah.
All right, what up, though? Yes, I know the graphic is still mistyped at the bottom. I got to correct. I've already corrected it. I just got to add it to the software. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What a day, man. Welcome to Spike Kool-Aid for Monday, August 18th. And man, oh man, the Lions played a preseason game in which they lost to the Miami Dolphins in a game that did not mean anything record-wise. But man, oh man, did we take kind of a big hit, bro. I'm not even going to lie. And I don't know, man. It's just, where are we at from here? Where do we go from here? We got Win in the building. What up, what up? We got Hatter's House. What up, though? Nephew, what up? We got Raw Detroit in the building. Tyrell, what's going on? Braylon Dennis, what up, what up? We got Drank the Kool-Aid by the jug. What's up, Fave? What's going on? Q-Ball. So our one move for a pass rusher we made this offseason is now gone. Back to square one. We will never have a pass rush. ESPN got Ben Johnson as the coach of the year. Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Shout out to Kid Rapper 85. All right, all right, all right. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. It has been super busy for me. You guys know I have multiple channels. My other channel is going crazy right now. I just give y'all a little hint. There's a scammer who's running wild, and they need to be dealt with. So we on top of that, it's like Black Coffeezilla. All right, that's what I'm doing over there. Then, you know what I'm saying, we got a new cat. You've already seen him. Motor City Cats in the building, has spent his first week on the channel, and you guys are excited about that. Make sure y'all support his videos, and he will be going live as soon as I decide to pay for StreamYard, which hopefully will be very soon. We also have Spirit of Detroit podcast, man. He's going to join us very soon as well. Just waiting on some things to clear up, and then he'll be part of the team as well, man. So that is the update there. I had a pretty decent weekend. What up, Will? What up, JB? All right. So you guys know that we played the Miami Dolphins, and it was a crazy game. It was flags everywhere. The Detroit Lions had 12 penalties through 3 quarters. They just had one the last quarter. Broderick Martin was responsible for one or two of those, if not 3. But the more pressing thing is today we saw, or Saturday, we saw Hassanein go down. Hassanein was the 6th round pick that everybody was ready, and this is not his fault. I'm not faulting Brad for the injury. All right. But you put all your eggs in one basket, the 6th round pick, who's probably done for the season. And now we are literally back to square one, right? The defense, right, is exactly the same as it was last year. You replace Aleem for Tyleek. Marcus Davenport, he started the year, Aiden Hutchinson, he started the year. And when I say defense, I mean like the front seven, right? So for me, we got to get something done. We got to get something done. So we got to talk about Ahmed probably being done for the year. We also have to talk about Trey Hendrickson. Yes, we have to talk about Trey Hendrickson, because if the Detroit Lions can make this happen, right, there is no reason that they shouldn't make it happen. There's no reason. And when you find out what the Detroit Lions are looking at like next year, and when you see what we're faced with, I think I can convince you, if you're on the fence about Trey Hendrickson, I think I can convince you to pick a side. And I think I'm going to bring you to my side, right? So I'm going to start a poll. Should the Detroit Lions trade for Trey Hendrickson? In the meantime, let's put on some elevator music. Let me put this poll in. All right, there we go. I just need a question mark right there, and we good. All right, so when I do the video segment, we'll bring that in. All right, so let's mute that real quick. What's up, Mr. S? What's going on? It just sucks that Ahmed is going to be out for the season. We might have to sign all three, Judon, Clowney, and Smith. Raw, let's get right into it. Let's get right into it, bro. All right, so the Detroit Lions got some bad news over the weekend, and it was confirmed today, pretty much, I should say all but confirmed, that we are probably going to lose rookie sensation Ahmed Hassanein for the year. He has a pec injury. I'm thinking torn pec, and the last time we saw that I remember was C.J. Gardner-Johnson. When he played for the Lions his 1 year, he went down in the second game, which it was supposed to be a season-ending injury, but he fought his way back and was able to come back before the season, and then we all know how that ended. Well, it has not been confirmed that it's a pec tear, but he said it was a pec injury. Dan Campbell said he was going to be down a while. When our coach says a while, that means IR. And IR in the preseason means that you're done for the season, unless you come off or you get the exemption, right? So I think he was actually asked, he being Dan Campbell, was actually asked about Ahmed and that exemption, right? The Detroit Lions have two people that can start the season on IR that they can designate them to return. Last year, it was Broderick Martin and somebody else. John Kaminsky, if you remember, was on IR. He made the 53 so that he could possibly play during the season, and then he was put back on IR. Also, don't forget, the Detroit Lions have eight elevations or returns from IR per season. I think it's 8. And I think it is. And if you add the designated to return, I think it's 10, right? Either way it goes, we don't have confirmation yet that he's done for the season, but it looks like he's going to be done for the season. Somebody brought up Matthew Judon. Well, he's most likely to sign with the Miami Dolphins. He's working out with them today, and they are most likely to sign him. That's what is coming out of the internet headlines. So he's off the table. That only leaves Darius Smith. But I feel bad for the kid. Lions fans put a lot of pressure on this kid. I'm not saying this is why he got hurt, but it was a lot. Oh, he's a dog. You know what I'm saying? His motor is crazy. He's got more sacks than Mike Green. He's this, he's that. He was drafted. Now, he fits the Lions. He's a great player. He's everything we are. There's no doubt about it. But now he's probably done for the season. And it's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's not Brad's fault. But then when you when you neglect the edge rusher position, the way that Brad has, right? I'm about to get on one. When you neglect it, okay? The way that Brad has, you wait all the way to the 6th round, which is the last time he took an edge rusher, James Houston, who we cut, by the way, which I'm fine with. What are you going to do, Brad? A man getting hurt is not Brad's fault. But here we go again, right? That's why I said we're right where we started. You got a guy who can't stay healthy in Marcus Davenport, right? So when you say Marcus Davenport, you have to add this phrase, if he can stay healthy, either before or after his name. Marcus Davenport, the dog, if he can stay healthy. Man, if he can stay healthy, Marcus Davenport, the dog, right? No reason to believe he's going to stay healthy. And now we're down the one lone edge rusher that we took in the draft. So Brad is going to have something. he's gonna have to do something. So Michael says Judon is signing with the Dolphins, 100%. Fresh and Fly says, okay, so we'll come back to that in a different segment. But here's the deal. This is bad news for Ahmed. Feel horrible for the kid. He was so excited to be in the league. He cried after the Hall of Fame game. He was so excited to be in the NFL, and he's earned the right to be in the NFL. But it's just sad because not only is his season most likely over, but he's not going to gain any experience, right? So he's got 3 preseason games under his belt, no real regular season action, and now he's going to have to start a recovery. But I do believe that he has the ability to come back stronger next year, but it's just sad to see. It's sad to see. So Ahmed Hassanein, all season is all but over. It has yet to, all we are waiting on now is the roster move to be announced by the Detroit Lions that he is on IR, and that will most likely mean that he is done for the 2025 season. So where would the Detroit Lions go from here? We will find out very soon. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. He definitely fits the Lions because he's an injured player, just like Brad loves. Wow. Bengals want a defensive player and a first-round pick. You know what? The Bengals can kick rocks. I saw that too. But we gonna get, you know what? Did I say that? I think I might have bookmarked that. I think, did you send me that, B? I think you sent me that. I think you sent me that. Okay, that's from yesterday. No, I saw it on Bleacher Report. Brad waiting all day to sign an edge. Hey, you know what, Raw? But here's the deal. Okay, let's get into it, man. Oh, boy. I'm about to irritate a lot of y'all now, but who else would I be but me if I didn't do that? So I know it's early, right? And we haven't even started year 5 yet as far as the regular season is concerned. But I've said this before. This is going to be a giant year for not only the Detroit Lions, but general manager Brad Holmes. It's going to be a big year, man. And I think this is the year that all the good that he's done that we can't deny has turned us from a laughingstock to a contender, has made people want to come to Detroit to play, and has signed and drafted extremely well. But as NFL fans, the NFL stands for not for long. What have you done for me lately? And lately, we've increased. We have progressed every year in record. Now, last year we fell short of the year before as far as the distance we went, right? But this is going to be a big year for Brad Holmes because Brad Holmes has 2 years left of his deal after this year. So he's got, the contract runs out at the end of 2027. And I'm going to be real, man. I wouldn't put it past, if we don't make the Super Bowl, I would not put it past somebody else coming in to take us over the hump. I wouldn't put it past. I also wouldn't put it past the fact that Dan Campbell will stay here and Brad Holmes won't be renewed. And I know I'm going to upset a lot of people. You might be like, Derek, what is this coming from? Where is this coming from? Well, it's coming from the lack of aggressiveness on the part of Brad Holmes, right? And when he is aggressive, it seems like it's for the wrong thing. You know what I mean? So we needed a pass rusher last year. We traded for Zadarius Smith. And according to Brad Holmes, he was the best of the available. If that's the case, why did we cut him? We cut him because he cost too much. Isn't that kind of what, when it comes to Brad Holmes, if you are not a draft pick of his, or if your name isn't Jared Goff, right, which you kind of are a draft pick because you were there when he was drafted, you don't really want to pay anyone. So look at Alex Anzalone. He won't be here next year. Levi, he's probably done. Josh Pascal, probably done. Brad Holmes has a knack for drafting and signing injured players. And I used to call him cheap. He's not cheap, though. He will pay his guys, but that's about it, right? He likes to shop at the dollar store for everybody else. Now, that has gotten us to where we are today. But how long can you sustain that type of team building? Usually when you get to this point, you make a move. You make a power move. And we got a power move we're going to talk about later in the show. But you make a power move to go all the way. Les Snead, power move. Our former quarterback, Matthew Stafford. But that wasn't the only power move he made. He wound up signing Odell Beckham, right? Gave him just enough to win the Super Bowl. traded for Von Miller, gave him just enough to win a Super Bowl, and they got it done. The first year he was gone from Detroit, right? Look at Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman got a dog defensive line, and what does he decide to do? He decides to take Jahad Campbell like he needed Jahad Campbell, but he took him anyway, right? Because defense win championships. But no, not Brad Holmes, right? We take Tyleek, cool. We take the mullet man, Ratledge, cool. We make Kirby Joseph the highest paid safety in the league at the time, cool. And the piper is going to be piping in about a year, okay? It's going to be a bunch of people that's about to get paid, and we're going to talk about that, right? And that's why I think this is a big year for the Detroit Lions. You know who needs to be? Here's my prediction. Hutch still hasn't been paid. He's going to be, if Brad waits too long, Aiden Hutchinson will be the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL, my opinion. Jahmyr Gibbs will be the highest paid running back in the NFL. See, you get all this glory for drafting, fantastic, but it comes back to bite you at the end, which is a good problem to have, right? So now, we forgot about Jameson Williams. Do we extend him? Do we let him play his last year? I don't know. Brad has to worry about that. You also have Brian Branch and Sam Laporta, last year of their deal. Then if you want to sprinkle in some good measure, Malcolm Rodriguez. This is the last year of his contract, his rookie contract, right? So the Detroit Lions, the rent is due next year, and we're going to talk about in another segment why now is the perfect time for the Detroit Lions to move on Trey Hendrickson, right? But Brad Holmes, this is a very, very crucial year for him and the Detroit Lions franchise. I want you to keep an eye on it. Look, I haven't been wrong a lot, but I've been a Lions fan long enough to know that our patience begins to run thin. Ticket prices are ridiculous. We got the highest ticket prices in the league, right? We can't possibly go better than 15-2. Anything less than a NFC Championship game is a letdown. Anything less than a Super Bowl is a lateral move, right? So if we don't get there, and I mean, we've used every excuse in the book. It was 2023, we was ahead of schedule. Last year was attrition, right? The excuses are going to run out. As a matter of fact, Brian Branch said no excuses this year. That might be the motto this year. We want it all. We want more. It takes more. No excuses. And when you get to the no excuses part is when people start to look more intently at you. So let me know what you think, man. Look, y'all think I hate the dude. I don't hate the dude. I think Brad Holmes he's borderline arrogant. I think that the Jahmyr Gibbs pick, the fact that he has taken this abysmal franchise and made it to a contender in 4 short years raises his ego. It will raise mine probably, right? Then you get criticized for drafting Jahmyr Gibbs. Everybody dogged you, and you made a fantastic choice. Ego boost, right? But everybody has a way of being humbled, right? And I think Brad Holmes, this is going to be a crucial year for him, but we'll see what happens. Let me know what you think, man. I want the same thing y'all do, which is to win. But sometimes you got to be willing to humble yourself in order to do that. All right, so let me see. Where we at? Where's Clowney at? You know what? Right now, Raw, Clowney is chilling. Clowney is chilling right now. He is not on a team. I don't believe he's worked out. I think he might have worked out for somebody, but Clowney will be signed. My opinion is in the next 3 weeks, he'll be on a team. We continue to get hurt in the preseason. Let me see. Hit the like button. Dan Campbell will never learn. He works our players into the dirt in practice. You know what? I don't believe that, bro. I don't believe that. Hutchinson 30 sacks this season. Bro, that'd be crazy. It might be our Achilles heel, Brad the injury lover, and Dan the UFC training coach. Bad combo if you want a healthy roster. I like Tesla, Justin May the rapper, so do I. What's up, Big? What up, though? What's going on, man? We got to take the risk because Hutch will need to see because we need to see how Hutch looks. I think Hutch is going to look great. Brad Holmes is hard-headed. Yeah, he is. He 100% is. Okay. All right. So I want to bring something in. I was going to make a video on Lion Syndicate, but I think I'm going to make it here. All right. Let's do this. Man, how many? Okay. All right. Let me pull this up. Let me bring the chat in. Okay. All right. I think this is going to be a good segment, y'all. This is going to be a good segment. All right. So if you want me to read your comments, because I'll be in the zone. What's up? Tail, what's going on, man? Says, heard the news about Ahmed. Just saw your video about it too. Prayers for him. Davenport Pascal isn't the answer right now. Brad needs to either re-sign Z or draft an impact rusher now. Well, we got to wait on the draft, man. And I'm going to be real with you, bro. We gonna get into it, man. I right now, you got a unicorn in Trey. You gotta make a play for Trey. If it fails, it fails. But you got a unicorn. You had Miles, who was never really available. You had Max, who was never really available. You had TJ Watt, never really available. The Bengals have shown that they have never cared about Trey Hendrickson. I don't even know why he signed there in the first place. It all makes sense. I'm going to tell you why that the Lions, they should really swing for Trey. They really should swing. I think I'm going to convince some of you by the time the segment is over. All right, so let's do this. So there's a guy that I saw on Twitter. You guys might know him very well or remember him. Goes by the name of Adam Beydoun, former host of a network in which I can't stand, and I'm sure he can't either. My words, not his. Don't come to him for that. But I saw this, and I don't know if this is his graphic or he got it from somewhere else, and I wanted to get y'all input. But the Detroit Lions we just talked about Brad Holmes, and we talked about how much he's done for the team. But to be honest, unless you win it all, it ain't enough. It ain't enough. And eventually, and yes, only one team can win it all per year. But the fact that the Detroit Lions have never been there. We've never been there. We came really, really close. We've never won. We are in a category of our own. That category is the only NFC team to never appear in the Super Bowl. That category is the only OG team to never appear in a Super Bowl. Browns, Texans, and Jaguars. Browns were reset in the late 90s, so they started over. Remember, the Browns didn't exist for 3 years, 3 or 4 years, something like that, right? So in doing that, they reset. The old Browns became the Baltimore Ravens. So the Detroit Lions hold two kind of things that we want to get rid of. But I'm a huge numbers guy. I'm not superstitious. I know y'all are, but I'm not superstitious. So I don't like to say certain things because y'all gonna come back and blame me. But I am a numbers guy. I'm an analytical data guy. I just look at the numbers, right? The reason I think we need a pass rush to win a Super Bowl is because it seems like you need a pass rush to win a Super Bowl. Like, you got to be able to get to the quarterback. Defense does indeed win championships. You saw that last year. Now, you could say injury loses championships, but defense wins it. We had the number one offense in the NFL for most of the season, and we could not stop anyone. Defense wins championships. But speaking of numbers, the Detroit Lions had 15 wins last year. And I remember seeing a graphic before the Minnesota Viking game. And the loser of that week 18 game dropped to the 5th seed and was also 14 wins. The Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings were already at 14 wins, where there was a graphic about how 15 win teams had fared up until the Lions like that game. So one of the teams was going to be 15 wins, and it would have been the first time ever that a 14-win team was a wild card team. So history was made, right? And I'm looking at this graphic, and I'm saying, yo, I mean, I'm not superstitious, but should the Detroit Lions win this game? Like, would I be mad? Okay, we'll drop the 1st seed. We've never had it. Ford Field was going to be crazy. But based on this graphic, maybe they shouldn't win. Maybe it'd be better if they lost. Okay? So check this out. I don't know where this information came from, if Adam came up with this or looked at it. But here is, I wanted to show y'all this. And I was going to make a video on Lions Syndicate, but I'll just make it here. Check this out. For any Detroit Lions fans that are curious how a 15-win team fared the following season. Okay? Check this out. Let me see if I can click on that. Okay, I sure can. This is even better. Look at this. So this is at the very bottom, the San Francisco 49ers in 1984 went 15-1. What you can't see is the following year they lost in the wild card round. The Chicago Bears in 1985 went 15-1. The following year they lost in the divisional round. And now you see a pattern. However, in 2004, the Steelers went 15-1. The next year they won the Super Bowl, and ironically, that is the Super Bowl that was in Detroit because it was the 2005 season, which was held. The Super Bowl to that season was in 2006. So the Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs, it seems like we're always up against something. Both teams went 15-2. Both teams should have been in the Super Bowl. Man, we should have been there. And our results are to be determined. But from the history of 15-win teams, only one team has defied the odds and won the Super Bowl, right? 2 teams have missed the playoffs. 1 team lost in the wild card, and 3 teams lost in the divisional round. Now, somebody did the math, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Somebody said this was 14%, that the Detroit Lions have a 14% chance to win the Super Bowl. But then they also have a 4-9 chance or 4-10 chance to lose in the divisional round, or 3. They also could lose in the wild card round, right? Now, I'm a big numbers guy, huge numbers guy. I'm not necessarily saying that the Detroit Lions are going to fall into this category, but I'm not going to dismiss this either because like I told you, I'm a 100% numbers dude. I'm all about the numbers. And statistically, the Detroit Lions, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. So we are the Steelers after all. Perhaps we could be. We 100% could be. So I don't know, y'all. Does this give you any concern for this season? Lions went 15-2. And like I said, even before we faced the Minnesota Vikings in week 18, it was like, yo, no 15-win team has won the Super Bowl. That's what the graphic was. No 15-win team has won the Super Bowl. Carolina Panthers, they could have done it. The infamous Cam Newton not going to jump on the fumble. They could have done it, or they could have been the team to do it. They did not, and then the very next year they missed the playoffs, right? So, is this concerning for the Detroit Lions? I'm gonna say yes, man. I really am. And a lot of the people that I talk to off air, they don't think we're gonna make the playoffs. I wouldn't go that far, but 2 of these 9 teams have not made the playoffs, and it would be crazy if the Detroit Lions and Kansas City Chiefs fell right into this. So, does this give you any pause for the 2025 NFL season? I don't know, man, but the Detroit Lions are already up against it, and the season hasn't even started. What's up, 10? What's going on, bro? Just brought in we talked about quite a bit, bro. We have talked about quite a bit. We talked about Ahmed being down for a while. We talked about the Detroit Lions, Brad Holmes, and his lack of aggressiveness and addressing the pass rush properly. And until we get somebody who can actually help Aiden, we haven't properly addressed the pass rush. All right. I missed the game. LB, it is a pec injury. Dan Campbell did not specify if it's a tear, but he did say he would be down, quote, a while. That leads us to believe that he is going to IR and will be out for the season. Which usually when Dan Campbell say somebody's going to be down a while, they're done for the season. He said it with Ennis. Ennis was put on IR, wind up having surgery, done for the season. All right. So check this out. I'm going to tell y'all something that I held close to the chest, but it's kind of a moot point now, so I guess I can tell y'all. So, we had Michigan Panther quarterback Bryce Perkins, and I had made a video about him, about, Lions potentially signing him and giving him a chance. I'm not confident in Kyle Allen. I know what we saw, bro, but I'm not. Y'all like Kyle Allen? Nope. I mean, does he have the backup now? Yeah. Do I want him to be the backup? No, I don't. You know what I'm saying? He was overthrowing people. No. Okay. He reminds me of like David Blau, or he just, to me, I'm not feeling it. Right. So, but I was trying to set up an interview with him. No, I was trying to set up an interview with him, but he wound up going to the Carolina Panthers. So, yeah. Oh, also, by the way, there is a troll account that I think is very funny. It's if you if you guys are on Twitter, there's a troll account that is using my profile photo, all right, whose name is his tag is Send a Hate, which is crazy to me, but he's using my photo and he's following people that follow me. So just keep an eye on the troll account Send a Hate. Hilarious. I did report it for impersonation, but Twitter, I guess, doesn't care. So anyway, yes, Hendon Hooker is trash. Would you trade Brian Branch to bring in Trey? No, I would not. I would not. But we're going to get into that. That's why I'm pulling up some information right now, because I think, and I want to talk about this. I'm going to make another video on Lion Syndicate. Okay, let me see. NFL, we're going to go to, okay, team cap. Stop the cap. Can I? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Ooh-wee. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's called Send a Hate. He's using Woodward Sports said Brian Branch for Trey. Really? Well, hold on. Let me get the soundboard. Let me get the sound. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for it? Hold on. Where's it at? Oh, right here.
Woodward Sports is trash.
But we already knew that, though. We already knew that. Now, I like the people at Woodward, but their boss is weird. Your beard's weird. My beard is not. It's brought to you by Respected Roots, non-sponsored. Make sure you guys check out Respected Roots. I do have an affiliate code that I don't use, but I like their products, man. Beard is shiny, crispy, and not nappy once I put the Respected Roots into the beard, man. Nice little bamboo pick. You know what I'm saying? The oil is crazy, man. Got this big old bottle of oil that you only need a little bit, and it goes a long way. It's crazy. Respect. Shout out to Respected Roots. What's up, Andrew? What up, what up, what up? All righty then. Now, I got to turn around. You might see a duplicate video because I am going to make this video, but I'm going to make it on this channel as well. Kiara, Cassandra, what's up, ladies? What's going on? The team really needs to address the QB position behind Goff first. Kiara, they saying that Kyle Allen is the one. The Lions fans are going crazy. He performed. Hendon Hooker is not the one, that's for sure. But they're going crazy. They're going crazy over Kyle Allen. All righty then. Y'all ready? Let's get it popping. Let me make sure, see how long we've been on. I'm telling you, man, time be moving fast. All right, so let's take a little break. And you guys got anything you want to talk about? I'll kind of cue you in for what's been going on. I am looking at I'm going to Green Bay, right? That's the plan. On Thursday, I can check the weather for Sunday. So a week from today, because I'm not going in the rain. I'm sorry, I just can't do the rain. So I'm going to check the weather. If it ain't going to rain, I'm going to get my ticket. Now, the Green Bay Packer game is the most expensive game that I'll be going to, ticket-wise, right now. Every other game is like half the price. Washington, Baltimore, L.A., right? Cincinnati. Cincinnati is like 2 something. So, and they're going to start charging people like because they know Lions fans travel. So the smart thing to do would be to get them now. But, you know, I guess I'm not that smart. Plus, I can't do the rain, so I need to know what the weather's going to be. The good news is I can drive to all of them except Los Angeles. I can drive to Baltimore. I can drive to Philly. I can drive to Washington. I can drive to Kansas City. I can drive to all those places. I just can't drive to LA. That would take like 3 days, and that would be crazy. So I'm going to Green Bay. I'm excited about that. I was going to take the ferry, but the ferry is, I priced it yesterday, so you got to pay for your car. And you got to pay for you. Come on, man. What are we talking about, bro? So the car and the passenger. So the car, it was like going to cost me like $300 to take round trip. So what I'm thinking about doing is taking a one-way. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not paying for me and my car. I ain't going to do it. I'd rather drive around, man. It's crazy. And it's the same amount of time, too. I'm straight on that. But anyway, they tripping. So we'll see what's up with that. Hooker is buns. Read my comment, says when I thought I read. Hot take, I think Zach Horton will make the team over Shane. I'm going to disagree with you. He's number 40, right? I mean, no, Shane He's not going to beat out. I'll be surprised. But that is a hot take. I disagree with you on that one. I'm going to try to go to Cincinnati. Nah, a day and a half already done there. Yeah. Well, you know what? Me and my family went, and I think it was like 20-something hours. We drove straight through. It was crazy, man. My grandmother was in Santa Ana, and we drove. She had passed away, and my dad, this is like pre-internet, when the internet was, you had to like physically go to a bank or go places to close people's affairs. So we went, and it was a nightmare. It like scarred me, bro. So anyway, crazy. What's up, Jeremiah? Says, would love your thoughts on Caleb Williams and Benedict Johnson last night against the Bills. Oh my God. Give sign with Jordan. Man, that's a good idea. I don't know. I just saw that it was 38-0, and I'm assuming Bears fans are going crazy. I don't got any comments. I don't know. I didn't watch. I don't care. I didn't watch who played. I don't know. All I know is it was 38-0, and Bears fans are going crazy. There we go. I like it, Win. All right, let's talk about it. So the Detroit Lions are going to have a problem. And when you're a good team, you have problems, right? And they're good problems. You draft well, and these players ball out. You got to pay them. You go broke or you got a cap situation, but you got good players, and good players help you stay in contention. And another good problem to have is when you got to get down to that 53-man roster, who do you cut? And the Lions are going to have a really good problem, one of the best they've had in a long time. And that is a problem at receiver, but not in a bad way, in a good way. How many receivers do the Lions keep, and who do they keep? Now, I don't know if I've seen many teams carry 7 wide receivers. The Detroit Lions started with 4 last season, I believe, 4 on the active roster when we started the season, and they got up to 6. Well, 6 is a given for the Detroit Lions this year. I would be surprised if they go with anything less, because they got some dogs fighting for them last 2 spots. Could they go 7? I don't know. So you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, done and done. You have Khalif Raymond and Tim Patrick. Some people think that Isaac TeSlaa is going to overtake Tim. I think Tim got something to say about that. I really do. Could it happen? It could. We see the kid. He's still a rookie. Tim Patrick is a vet, savvy. Isaac needs to learn the game. He's doing well, but I'm gonna give the edge to Tim right now, because if Tim got hurt or something like that, Isaac comes in, and takes a spot. So we know that Tim, Khalif Raymond, 3-4, right? And let's just say, for the sake of this conversation, TeSlaa is 5, right? So now you got 5, but there's 2 guys that are going head to head. I'm going to give it to one of the guys by the end of this video, so stick around. So the comment section, I'm going to ask you guys. You have Jackson Meeks, the undrafted nephew of Zadarius Smith, and then you have Dominic Lovett, the 7th round pick from, I believe it's Syracuse, right? So right now, based on what you've seen after 3 preseason games, who are you picking? For me, you've got the good, the bad, but I think one of the guys is surpassing the other one, and I'll let you know who that is in a minute. Q-Ball says Meeks over Lovett. Braylon says Meeks should definitely make the 53 over Lovett. Wynn says Meeks all day. Oyster says Meeks. So it looks like Meeks is the front runner to make the team. Now, the good news is that both of these guys could go on the practice squad. The Lions usually keep about 3, maybe 4 wide receivers. Don't forget, you got 16 spots. It's usually a quarterback. Last year, we had no extra kicker, so that created a spot. It's a quarterback, a couple running backs. It is 3 or 4 wide receivers, some defensive linemen, a couple O linemen, so on and so forth, right? So right now, do we have anybody in the chat out of 89 concurrent viewers? Is there anybody that says that Lovett should make the team over Meeks? Now, Meeks being on the team gives us Zadarius Smith, more incentive for him to come back, who's his leverage just went up with the Detroit Lions with the potential season-ending injury to Ahmed Hassanein. But right now, I've got to give it to Meeks over Lovett. The negative part is that Brad Holmes has a knack of sticking with draft picks. He lets them play out. I feel like right now, and I know y'all going to disagree with me, I feel like Jacob Sailors is better at running the football than Sione Vaki. Sione Vaki caused a fumble during the game, but I think that right now, from a running back standpoint, I think you got to give it to Jacob. Now, you know that Sione is great on special teams, and the Detroit Lions love special teams. But Brad has a knack for keeping draft picks, and he shouldn't. A couple years ago, how long did Jamar Jefferson stay on the team or on the practice squad, right? But he kept some guys. There are a couple guys that stood out to me. Ironically, they're at receiver as well. So we had a guy we drafted a couple years ago in the 7th round, Antoine Green. Antoine Green never amounted to anything for the team. He had potential, but he never amounted to anything. During a couple of those years, we had a guy by the name of, Chase Cota. Chase Cota should have made this team over Antoine Green. He didn't. He wound up getting hurt. He wanted to come back to the Lions wanted him to come back, but he had to clear injury waivers. But so he wound up signing with the Chiefs. And if I am correct, he won a Super Bowl. Him and Isaiah Bucks. Last year we had Caden Davis. Caden Davis should have made the team over Antoine Green. But Antoine Green was the draft pick. And then a little while before that, Dylan Drummond, undrafted free agent, didn't make the team. Somebody else did, right? So Brad has a knack for keeping draft picks, even if they underperform and are outperformed by a undrafted free agent. So my concern is that the Detroit Lions will go with 6. They will cut Meeks. They will try to put him on the practice squad, and then somebody will come get him. Because don't forget, we lost Isaiah Williams last season. We waived him, and Cincinnati said, okay, y'all don't want him, we'll take him. Or the Detroit Lions could keep 7 wide receivers. I don't think Ronnie Bell makes the team, but he could go on the practice squad, right? So there's a couple guys like Kenny James, and those guys not going to make the team. So for me, I'm keeping Meeks. I don't know. Let me ask y'all this. Is there any way right now that with one presence, because right now we saying Meeks is winning the fight, right? He's winning, he's leading the race. And after the performance he put on Saturday, he got to be. Is there anything, what would have to happen in your mind for Lovett to surpass Meeks with one more game to go? And it also doesn't hurt or doesn't help that Hendon Hooker is only allowed to throw the ball, 6 times the first time? Like he doesn't throw. So is anybody going to be able to show their catching abilities? What is Lovett going to have to do to surpass Jackson Meeks? Let me know what you think. Wynn says a 2 TD. Wait a minute. Meeks got hurt? Oh boy. Well, we'll talk about that a little later, I guess. But right now, if the injury is not too severe, then he needs to make the team over our 7th round pick. But will Brad Holmes be willing to do it? I don't think he's done it yet. I don't think he has not parted with a draft pick. Okay, you know what? This is a trivia question. Put it in the comment section below, because I'm just going to go off the top of the dome. Who are the draft picks that didn't make the roster? Who are the Brad Holmes draft picks that their initial year didn't make the roster? Top of the dome. And I feel like I'm going to be missing one. Top of the dome, okay? Chase Lucas, James Houston, Jamar Jefferson. Is there any other draft pick that didn't make the roster their first year? Don't forget, James Houston was cut, signed to the practice squad, elevated later in the year. Is there any draft picks? If you guys know it, let me know in the comment section below. But that doesn't look good for Jackson Meeks. Lovett will surpass him. Texans went into the season with 7 wide receivers last season, I believe. And the Eagles traded for John Mechie over the weekend. Bro, at this point, cancel training camp and preseason. Well, it's only one more. Okay, so Antoine Green didn't make the team his initial year, Really? Okay. I mean, that would make sense because everybody I named except James was a 7th round pick. What team did Jamar Jefferson go to? I don't know. Okay, so Fresh and Fly says, I think we could part ways with Raymond, to be honest. I think we could cut Vaki too, so we keep Saint, J-Mo, Patrick, Tesla, Meeks, and Lovett as a kick returner. Okay, Fresh, I don't know if you've been to a training camp, but I'm going to say no. And there's 2 giveaways. Well, one I've seen, and there's a giveaway. Khalif Raymond is in street clothes. He's not getting cut. He's not. If Khalif was playing, like last week, he was dressed, but he didn't play. Week 1, which was our week 2, he was dressed, but he didn't play. In week 3, he was in street clothes. If you in street clothes, you ain't getting cut. You're not getting cut at all. Khalif ain't going nowhere. I thought it could be 2 once I saw that we drafted Lovett and then we took Jackson. I was like, oh, Khalif in trouble. And then I saw him at training camp, bro. Khalif, smooth. If he stay healthy, smooth, bro. He out there. I mean, he looking good. So I thought the same thing, but after what I've seen, I'm gonna say no. Okay, so he's on the Colts. Khalifa's are, yeah. No, I get you though. I get you, Fresh. I get you because I thought the same thing. But Khalif is he out there smooth, bro, like butter out in training camp. Ain't no way. So Jamar Jefferson went to the Colts. Okay. All right. And now for the highlight of the show. This is what I've been wanting to talk about for a minute now. Let me pull everything up. Okay. And I guess I'll go more in detail with my Lion Syndicate video later today. Let me see. Y'all, can y'all believe that Joe Flacco is going to be the starting quarterback for the Browns? It's crazy to me. I mean, this dude was sitting on the couch, went to the Browns, took them to the playoffs, right? And then was somewhere else. They should have kept him. Played somewhere else, went back to the Browns, and now is the starting quarterback. Talk about a career resurgence, man. That's crazy. Okay, I want to see something real quick. All right, so here's something completely unrelated to what we're talking about. You know, one of my favorite movies when I was a kid, it's by Walt Disney, and it is called The Rocketeer. One of my favorite movies, man. Even now, I enjoy The Rocketeer. I don't know what it is, bro. I think jetpacks would be real, and they probably already real. All right. Okay. So here is the flagship video. This is the one I've been dying to talk about, and this will wrap up the show. Okay, here we go. So everybody knows now that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to part ways, or most likely to part ways, with Trey Hendrickson. Now, I've been making a bunch of videos over on Lion Syndicate about this. I started making videos a year ago when he requested a trade from the Cincinnati Bengals. But they like to play games, and they have shown him this year that they do not give a care about him. They don't. They paid Jamar Chase. They paid T. Higgins. They told him trade that he can request a trade. Then they said he requested a trade. They said no, right? Then they told him, you ball out, we pay you. Then they said, psych, that's the wrong number. They okey-doked him. They super hot fired him. Okay? So now he said, you know what? I want to trade. They said they granted the request. Skips out on camp, losing $50,000 a day, decides to go. Went to Florida. Before that, was like, I'm working out here. I need a break. So now, fast forward to now. Now it was like, oh, well, they've stalled conversations. Now even when they reignited, I knew it wasn't going anywhere. The Bengals have made it abundantly clear they don't care about Trey. Their defense is terrible, and they still don't care. Sam Hubbard retired. We got DJ Reader. Your back end is terrible, and now your front four are going to be even worse. With your bookend defensive ends gone. So now that brings us to the Detroit Lions, and I'm going to show you why. The Detroit Lions, this is a perfect opportunity. If Brad can make this thing work with the Cincinnati Bengals, because they're being stubborn right now, if he can pull his fleece magic, his finesse magic, his 24-karat magic. This is the perfect time to trade for Trey Hendrickson. I'm going to tell you why, right? A lot of people, we can't trade for him. That's all I hear. That's all I hear. Says who? Says who? And I'm going to tell you why it probably should be done this year. That if you're going to do it, this is the year to do it. All right? So the Bengals come out today, and they've lost, their defense sucks. They've lost a lot of defensive players. And they're about to lose their best defensive player. Trey's not going to play for them. At this point, if I'm Trey, I'm sitting out. If it's the Cincinnati Bengals, I'm sitting out. I'm not giving you nothing. I'm not giving you anything. You have toyed with me too many times. You give me what I want. At this point, there is no reconciliation. This mug is filed for divorce, period. Right? We're done. Okay? So, the Cincinnati Bengals are playing even more games. They allegedly won a first-round pick. Are you crazy? Have you lost your mind? Their first-round pick days is over. It is 3 weeks to the NFL season. It's obvious that you can't work something out with him. Ain't no team in their right mind going to give them a first-round pick. Word on the street is they declined a second-round pick. But they also want a defensive player and a first-rounder. That ain't happening. So they playing even more games with Trey. They won't lower their capital. Keep in mind, the longer they wait, the more his capital goes down, and the less they're going to get, right? So why is it imperative to me? Why is now the perfect time for the Detroit Lions to pull the trigger and trade for Trey Hendrickson? Well, I'm going to show you. And I'm going to make another video on Lions Syndicate right now, or after this is done, as to why this should happen as well. So stay with me, right? Lions sitting right now, okay? Let me blow this up so y'all can see it a little bit. We're going to go here. We're going to go there. All right. You can see here. This is the 2025 salary cap tracker. Okay. Detroit Lions. Let's get rid of that ad right there. Detroit Lions, second. We got $51 million right now. $51 million. Now, this is not including the 2026, of course, cap increase and so on and so forth. Second in the league. Only behind the New England Patriots, they had like 125. They had a bunch of money this year. I think the most. All right. Now, maybe, okay, Derek, what we talking about, bro? 51 million? That sound good. Well, let me show you something. 2026. Watch what happened. We ain't nowhere to be found. Why not? Check it out. Boom. The Detroit Lions. Negative $21 million. Negative $21 million. Now, what do you see here, people? What do you see here? Jahmyr Gibbs ain't been paid yet. He will be the highest paid. That's the wrong graphic. Psych. That's the wrong graphic. Jahmyr Gibbs, who will be the highest paid running back in the National Football League, not been extended yet. Aiden Hutchinson, still waiting. Brian Branch, Sam Laporta. What do we do with Jamison Williams? Right? Oh, let's not forget about Malcolm Rodriguez. So, while the Detroit Lions have some money, they need to get it done. Now, you can rework some things, some contract. You can ask. There's a lot of void years. There's a lot of years that's about the Piper is playing that little flute. He wants his money, right? He wants his money. We're about to start losing players. We had this conversation before. Who is the odd man out? Is it Laporta? Is it J-Mo? Is it Branch? Who is it? Who is it, right? Alex Anzalone won't be here next year. That's confirmed. He's not going to be here. We're going to start losing. This team will look different next year. DJ Reader, not going to be here, right? Probably slide Tyleek over, put a Aleem there, whatever the situation. He's not going to be here. Team is going to look different, like we've been accustomed to seeing. Do you know that we just got finished paying on the books DJ Chark? Brad Holmes paid a 4-game guy who was out for the season, mind you, in the year prior to signing with the Detroit Lions. And this is what frustrates me about we can't do it. We can't sign it, breaking the bank. We signed a guy coming off a 4-game season whose season was ended due to injury to $10 million guaranteed. $10 million. Trey on the books for what, 17? Somewhere around there. $17 million, right? Give the Bengals Josh Pascal, Broderick Martin, whoever. I don't give him Marcus Davenport. I don't care. All right. Eat Trey 1 year. That's it. Trey's not going to sit out because if he sits out, he's not going to make nearly the money that he wants to the following year. Ain't nobody going to pay a 30-something-year-old pass rusher who set out a season. Ain't nobody going to pay them top dollar. He might get mid dollar. He ain't getting top. The only way he going to get top is to play. See, he was hoping to get top from the Bengals, but they played, they straight up, psych, that's the wrong number. Straight up super high fired him, right? So this is why the Detroit Lions need to do this, because let me paint the picture for you. This year, why not? What does the sign say, y'all? We want more. You can't see it. It takes more. Now, give us more. Go get more. Do this because, hey, what Apollo Creed say? There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. Tomorrow, a.k.a. next year, is going to look a whole lot different. All them contracts that he signed because he drafts so well, right? Don't forget, guys, when you draft well, you have a good team, you got to pay those people. And I think that, I said before, this was the year that the turnover started to happen. Ify Melifonwu was gone, right? Brad signed Levi. I think they give Levi another chance, although they shouldn't. Josh Pascal, last year, his deal. The team's going to look drastically different next year. Mainstays. No more Fanzalonis. They gone because he gone, right? Get it done. And imagine this, to top it all off. Imagine if the Lions were to trade for Trey Hendrickson and say, you know what? Let's get it. We're going to do it. We're going to give it a shot. And one of the reasons is because this team is not going to look the same next year. It's not going to look the same next year, right? They go out, they trade for this guy. He is the missing piece. All of these guys get a Super Bowl. All of them. Trey, still waiting, right? Anzalone, still waiting. Goff, everyone gets a Super Bowl. We start over. The team's going to look different. They part ways, and we do it again for 2026. So that's why, to me, the Detroit Lions, if the compensation is right from the Bengals, if we can do it, I think we should do it, because next year is going to look completely different. Davenport's gone, Pascal's gone, Reader's gone, Levi's gone. The D line is going to get wiped out pretty much, right? We got Tyleek, Aiden. That's it, right? So when you start looking, and then we got to pay a bunch of people. So why not get it done? Get him for a steal. Trey Hendrickson this year is a steal. Get him for a steal. Go and here's the icing on the cake. You traded for Zadarius Smith midseason. You traded for Donovan Peoples-Jones midseason. You traded for Carlton Davis. You traded, right? This is the one you trade for. This is the guy that takes us over the edge. This is how you win a Super Bowl. Don't let him go to, I think it's the Colts, the Browns. Bro, the Browns, dog. Trey, and the Browns don't got like a whack offensive line or defensive line. So I don't know, man. Let me know your thoughts, though. But I think Brad got to move. He got to do everything he can to make this happen right now. All right. Oh, dang, I forgot to bring in a segment. Okay, so we're going to end the poll. Now I'm going to give you guys a couple seconds to vote. So far, we got 81 votes. Should the Detroit Lions trade for Trey Hendrickson? We have 70% yes and 30% no. I agree with the yes, folks. We absolutely should trade for Trey Hendrickson. Raw says next year, Brad Holmes' back is against the wall, 100%. See, me and Raw, we've been on the same wavelength for a long time. Long time. Keep it raw. That's where the name come from. Raw Detroit, right? It is. And that's when fans are really going to start pointing the finger. I think the only thing Brad can do is make, here's what I think. We make a Super Bowl, the pressure comes off. Because now you set just think about it. We won the NFC North. We made it to an NFC Championship game. Both Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes got extended. I think one was 2 years, one was 1 year, something like that. Or something like, yeah. So that happens. Last year, we regress. If we regress again, I guarantee you the fan base is going to start to look sideways at this guy because there's certain things. So now you're consumed by all the good he's done. Oh, he's done so well. He took us from the bottom to the top. Oh, we sucked. Dang, we've been on for, bro, where did the time go? It was literally, I had like 18 minutes. So anyway, I agree with you, Raw, 100%. Raw Detroit says Gibbs, Laporta, Waymo, Campbell, Branch, Hutchinson. I forgot about Jack. I knew it was one person I forgot. So Jack Campbell can be extended. Jameer can be extended. And Hutch still ain't got. So if I'm Brad, I'm like, yo, we got to make this happen, bro. Because this might be the beginning of the end for Brad Holmes. And what I mean, here's what I mean. Because the pressure is going, you got all these people, right? All the people, Jameer just signed with Jordan Brand. Hey, shout out to him, man. You got all these people that Raw just said, right? Steven says they don't need Trey. We should just line up Grant Stewart over Ahmed. He's been, yeah, yep. So, yep, that's exactly 100%. Best bet, Brad, bring back Sedarius. Hey, look, I wouldn't be so sure about that. You think that, okay, think about this. If you Sedarius Smith, right? Brad cuts you in favor of Marcus Davenport. Then he drafts a 6th-round pass rusher, right? So now you're saying, so right now, the word on the street from the little birdies that be up in my ear, right? I got some birdies, you know what I'm saying? The birdie said, it ain't about, it's about the length of contract, okay? Brad probably doing what he do, give him the 1-year deal. Za'Darius might want to, I'm just saying. And I think Z earned to. I mean, think about it. We don't have a pass rusher next year outside of Ahmed, meaning all the guys I listed are gone, right? But if I'm Za'Darius Smith, I'm saying, oh, yesterday's price ain't today's price. Your savior went out in the 6th round, right? You drafted him in the 6th round. He gone now, probably. Oh, now you want to call me? Yeah, yesterday's price ain't today's price. I take my services over here. Now, if you want to be here, then he'll conform, right? He'll take a discount. He'll do whatever. His girlfriend's still here. They still together. Maybe his nephew plays here. Maybe that's incentive. But from a money standpoint, yesterday's price ain't today's price. That's where I'm at. Oh, you need me now? No, we just went up. The price just went up, man. So y'all think Z just a guarantee? He not. If he was a guarantee, he would be here. And I'm gonna be real. You got a unicorn in Trey. You go after Trey. Because guess what? Howie Roseman, you don't think he's trying to get this done? You don't think Les Snead over there doing this? Ooh. How many 1st-round picks can we give up for Trey Hendrickson? We right there anyway. We traded. Ooh, you see what happened last time? Come on, man. I don't understand this. What are we talking about here? We talking about practice. Y'all need to stop this. Y'all need to stop. It's making me mad, bro, because I've already lined up why it is important. This is the year to do it. This is the year to do it. Next year, this team will not look the same. Money is coming from everywhere. I just showed y'all the Lions are negative $21 million next year. Why not get it done this year? If it fails, it fails. But take a risk, man. Take a chance. You got actual guys willing to take a risk. And guess what? Last time I checked, it paid off. You traded for Matthew Stafford, you won a Super Bowl, right? Come on, man. We got to stop this. We got a unicorn that's available. Go get him, and let's try to get this thing. Because 5 years from now, y'all going to be like, man, remember back in 2023? Remember when Trey Hendrickson was available for 1 year? And we went with Marcus Davenport? Psych, that's the wrong number. I'm telling you, man. Anyway, that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all getting me riled up for no reason. I'm telling you. We had like the despicable. I don't know, man. I'm disappointed. Let me just say this real quick, because I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in this space. I really am. I'm disappointed. When I started this in 2018, I was found. A lot of people found me because I was raw. The reason I was found is because I ranted, but I was telling the truth, right? And now it seems like this space has become more about pleasing the viewer and snuggling up to the viewer and Brad Holmes and the Detroit Lions than to keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't say nothing bad about the team anymore. It's disappointing to me that all its creators got to, everybody wants to play, soft and they don't want to say what needs to be said because they're afraid. I didn't start this because I wanted to be liked. I started this because I had some stuff I need to get off my chest, and I'm still doing that. And it's just sad to me. The space has become so soft of people that just want to they just want to please the algorithm. They just want to please their viewer. Oh, don't say nothing about Brad, because people won't watch you. You know what I'm saying? I lose subscribers all the time. So what? I love y'all, but so what, man? I'd rather be hate it and tell the truth than liking a liar. Anyway, man, that's my time. I see y'all on Wednesday. Yes, I'll see you on Wednesday. Don't forget Motor City. It's so many Motor City. Motor City Cats, part of the team, going live hopefully soon. And then we have, but he got his videos that he dropped, and Spirit of Detroit will be part of the team soon. All right. You guys are awesome. I will see you in the next live stream, man. Thank you for supporting the channel. And I'll see y'all again.
This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, Don't mistake the new me for the old me. They can't stop me now, I'm with the whole team. No beginner, I'm a winner. Took a couple losses, now I'm cooking, let me simmer. Yeah, tunnel vision, all I see is win, 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 win. This my city section where you been. We move faster along, but go further together. We can weather any weather forever. A dream team, I done seen things. Confidence is on 100,000. I got family for miles, running up the mileage. Made it through some trials and some tribulations. Now me and the team out here celebrating, yeah. This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like, Forget the things you probably thought you knew. A new day is approaching, turn the gray skies into blue. I grew up on these same blocks, school of hard knocks. Had to get it on a hard time, took the hard shots, but we made it. Anticipated, highly decorated. The whole team is winning, celebrated. The victory is all mine, and everything is alright. And you know how to see things, confidence is on 100,000. I got family for miles, running up the mileage. Made it through some trials and some tribulations. Now me and the team out here celebrating, yeah. This is where we come from, yeah, we did it. City on my back, I'm committed. This is where we come from, yeah, we made it. Now the whole team celebrating. We like,